Hey guys, it's Lenny for Transcending Focus, where we motivate, innovate, and educate entrepreneurs just like you. So last week we worked on goals all week long. It was amazing for me to do a series like that one. And while I was teaching, of course, I was going through the process myself, which is really the best thing for me. It's almost like it's therapy on a day to day basis that I get to actually experience these things while I educate everyone. Problem with that, of course, is that when I start creating big, large dreams like I did over the last week, I have lots of sleepless nights. So if I happen to look a little bit tired, I do apologize for that. Just the way it is, because the larger I dream, the more excited I become, and the shittier my sleeps become as well. So that's a whole different story about handling things like that. I'm going to try to teach someone some of the skills that I take on when I'm trying to get better sleeps. But as it starts right now, what I want to focus on today is getting into sales. And whenever we talk about sales, it's always good to talk about the underlying principles to sales before I start telling you what to say. I think that a lot of great sales coaches out there really focus on the what to say and how you should say it. Whereas for me, it's a lot more important to figure out exactly how you should come to feeling that way or how you should actually get to the point where you can say the things that you need to do. So we're going to be focusing on those things, talking about building confidence this week, having some empathy, emotional transference for people, strategy in the conversation. But it's really simple stuff. It's basic stuff, but it's all foundational stuff. And if you don't do it, at least in my eyes, you won't be able to figure out exactly how to say the things that you need to say. One of the biggest things that I believe it's Grant Cardone may say it, it's about authenticity. So if you come across a little bit inauthentic in your approach, that's in essence someone is feeding you as to what you should be saying rather than you already knowing what to say because you're in an appropriate frame of mind. So today we're going to focus on getting you in the right frame of mind, understanding how confidence works. Let's get at it. So with confidence, it's something that completely eluded me when I was younger. So don't think that I'm not like you. I was very much like you if you were struggling with confidence. Even though I may have been smart, I may have been cute, at least to some people, at least my mom. Maybe I was a good athlete. I was good in music. All I ever focused on was what I wasn't good at, and I think many people happen to do that. This is not something that's an anomaly. A lot of people do that. Um, it really just wasn't me. I wasn't popular. I didn't feel good. I wasn't a straight A student. I had trouble speaking. I had a stutter at the time. So what changed? What changed inside of me to allow me to become much more confident? It wasn't like a magic wand was waved over me to find that confidence. It was a situation where it took years and years and years of looking back to figure out what it was that created a confident formula for me so that I could be confident every single day. So in any situation, you may have been told already that you need to fake it until you make it. That's just how it is. It's just the problem persists for most people is that you don't even know what you're supposed to be faking. You don't even know what it looks like to fake it at first, so that when someone tells you fake it until you make it, you almost say, well, that's bullshit. It doesn't really work for me. So for me, what I needed to do is I needed to figure out what that chemistry looks like for you. So the first step in gaining your confidence, of course, is defining what confidence looks like for you. As with any goal setting experience, like we just did all last week, I said a lot about being specific on what those goals should be. Well, it's the same thing with regards to any behavior that you want to change. If you want to change, let's say, how you eat something, you need to be very specific in what you want to change about that behavior. Same thing when it comes to confidence. You need to be very specific in what it is for you to be confident. So I'm going to ask you for yourself, what was a time in your life where you were dominating? You were incredible. You won that championship game. You were able to talk to that girl. You aced that test. You dominated in that sales meeting. You scored the overtime goal. You were the national champion in whatever it was. I would like you to think about that memory for a brief moment. And I want you to think about all of the nuances associated with that memory. What was it like for you? Were you happy? How did you walk? What was your face like? What did your eyes look like? How did you sound when you were speaking in that type of situation? How did you breathe right before you were about to go do that situation? All of those things I want you to think about every little nuance. What color were you wearing? How did it sound to you? Whatever it is, I want you to completely describe it. Don't just describe how you felt. I want you to write down what the memory was for yourself. And there's a method to my madness, and the method really quite clearly is that every time you're going to read that memory, I want you to experience it because we're going to practice it over and over again as to what it is to be confident. Now, if you had trouble coming up with a memory for yourself, I want to give you the idea for myself what it is to be confident in my mind's eye. For me, it's that I'm going to be walking very evenly, balanced walking, somewhat swiftly. I'm not running, I'm not lollygagging, I'm moving at a very brisk pace, and I'm moving very directly. And each step is just confident in each step. My hands are moving a little bit, but I feel very free. My chest is out. I feel that every word that I say has a deep resonation to it, as well as the words that I say I happen to finish. I don't cut myself off when I am speaking and I'm being extremely confident. My eyes are focused on the prize. I don't avoid eye contact whatsoever. All of those things are what it is for me to be confident. Maybe I'm standing a little bit taller. Maybe I have a little bit of a smile or a smirk on my face. That's my big thing, is that I always want to have a little bit of, I guess you could say, a glint in my eye, a little bit of Grinch in my face, because I like to have that smile, that broad smile all the time when I'm being confident. And I want to be energized. That's what it is for me to be confident. That's my life. If I'm going to necessarily go into any type of sales situation, I'm going to practice those things. That's my recipe for being confident. And the more I look at that recipe over and over again, the better I'm going to be when it comes to being confident, because physicality, so all those things I just mentioned are all physical attributes to being confident. If I do those things every single time and I think about that memory of that time where I was confident, I'm automatically going to approach the situation that I'm walking into significantly more confident. So to recap everything right there, I would like you to take a moment before you watch the next video or the next day or whatever you're going to be doing that's going to walk away from this video. I would like you to write down a memory where you were completely dominant. You were incredible at whatever you did. You were confident. You walked the way you needed to walk. You played hockey the way you needed to. You hit that home run, whatever it was, right before you did it or even right after you do it. I want you to feel it throughout your body. I want you to know what it feels like to be in that place every single day. Imagine how good you're going to feel just from that aspect of remembering how good it was to be that confident at that time of your life. And the more that you do that, your brain will be trained to be more confident, and in turn, you will feel more confident and be able to do different things in your sales capacity or in your business capacity. So that's it for me today. I look forward to going one deeper dive on confidence in our next video. Thanks for listening. Have yourself a great day. Lenny signing off for Transcending Focus.